Think you know everything about ancient Egypt? Think again, because behind the pyramids and pharaohs lies a world of strange inventions, bizarre beliefs, and mysteries that still confuse historians today. Here are 10 things you probably didn't know about one of the greatest civilizations in history. They had the first known peace treaty. The Egyptians and the Hittites fought one of the biggest chariot battles in history, the Battle of Kadesh in 1274 BCE. It was a bloody confrontation, but instead of endless war, they signed what historians believe to be the first official peace treaty in the world. This treaty, called the Treaty of Kadesh, is one of the earliest examples of diplomacy, with both sides agreeing to a truce and mutual defense. The treaty was recorded on a silver tablet and shows us that even in ancient times, peace could be more valuable than victory. Ancient Egyptian doctors had medical textbooks. Ancient Egyptian medicine was far more advanced than many people think. They had extensive knowledge of anatomy, injuries, and diseases. The Ebers Papyrus, dating back to 1550 BCE, is one of the oldest medical texts in the world, containing over 700 remedies for various ailments. Doctors had specialized tools for surgery, dentistry, and even prosthetics. The Egyptians were some of the first to perform successful surgeries and treat complex fractures. They believed the heart was the center of intelligence. Forget the brain. The Egyptians thought that the heart was the true seat of intelligence. They believed the heart controlled thought, memory, and emotions. As part of the mummification process, the heart was carefully preserved while the brain was removed and discarded. This belief even influenced how they viewed morality, with the heart being weighed against a feather in the afterlife to determine the purity of one's soul. Women had unexpected rights. In ancient Egypt, women had a surprising amount of freedom compared to other ancient civilizations. They could own property, initiate divorce, and even become rulers of Egypt. Cleopatra is the most famous example, but women like Hatshepsut, who reigned as pharaoh in the 15th century BCE, were powerful figures in their own right. Hatshepsut took on male attributes and was depicted in statues as a traditional pharaoh, showing how women could be just as influential as men in ancient Egyptian society. They worshipped cats. Cats were sacred in ancient Egyptian culture, revered as symbols of protection and grace. They were associated with the goddess Bastet, the goddess of home, fertility, and protection. Cats were so important that killing one, even accidentally, was punishable by death. They were mummified just like humans and often placed in tombs as companions for the afterlife. They were also seen as protectors of the home, keeping away vermin and evil spirits. They built the pyramids without slaves. Contrary to popular belief, the Egyptians did not build the pyramids using slave labor. Archaeological evidence shows that the workers who built the Great Pyramids were skilled laborers who were well fed and housed in nearby workers' villages. These workers worked in rotating shifts, and their tombs have been found near the pyramids, suggesting that they were honored for their work rather than forced into servitude. This new understanding is a testament to the Egyptians' advanced organization and respect for their workforce. They had a 365-day calendar. The ancient Egyptians had an incredibly accurate calendar system based on the solar year. Their calendar had 12 months of 30 days each, with 5 additional days added at the end of the year to total 365 days. The calendar was crucial for tracking the annual flooding of the Nile, which was vital for agriculture. This early understanding of astronomy allowed them to organize their year effectively, and it influenced the calendars used by many other civilizations that followed. Ancient Egyptian board games were a big deal. Board games played an important role in the daily lives of ancient Egyptians. One of the most popular games was Senet, a game of strategy and luck that was often played by the elite. Archaeological evidence shows that Senet boards were placed in tombs to accompany the deceased in the afterlife, symbolizing the journey through the underworld. The game was not only entertainment, but also had spiritual significance, representing fate and the passage of time. They wore perfume made from fat and flowers. Perfume was highly prized in ancient Egypt. They created solid perfume cones made from animal fat and scented oils, which were worn on the head. As the cone melted throughout the day, it would release pleasant fragrances. The Egyptians were obsessed with cleanliness and scent, and perfume was also used in religious ceremonies as a way to please the gods. These perfumes were often made from rare flowers and spices, making them a symbol of wealth and luxury. The pyramids were originally shiny white. Today, the Great Pyramids of Giza look weathered and dusty, but they were once covered in polished white limestone. This limestone reflected the sun's rays, making the pyramids gleam in the daylight. The Egyptians wanted their pyramids to be visible from miles away, symbolizing the divine light of the pharaohs. Over time, much of this limestone was removed for other building projects, but the original gleam can still be imagined in the descriptions of ancient travelers. Ancient Egypt was more than mummies and monuments. It was a land of science, innovation, and imagination. And we're still uncovering its secrets today. Subscribe for more hidden history